So the first question is, what is observability, right? So we guys understand what is monitoring. Monitoring is the most basic component in their reliability pyramid. Reliability means, see, we all are, I mean, why we are here? Because we want to run the software for our customers. And nowadays we run in the cloud most of the time, and then the we run the software in the cloud, and the software should be reliable. And for that, what we do, we monitor the software. Any kind of issues which is occurring in the software or infrastructure, we want to monitor. We want to get an alert. We want to act on those alerts through incident and stuff like that. And then when we act, it's become a response. And then we do the postmortem. We fix the issues. Again, this will be in a loop all the time, which we keep doing it. Nothing great about it. But monitoring, the concept which we know is dead, and the monitoring concept has been replaced with observability. So we should know what is observability. So here, monitoring tells you whether the system is working or not. Okay, for example, your software is running or not running. Your server is running or not running. Process is running or not running. So these are the kind of information you get it. But observability will get you more information about why it is not working. Your server is not working. Why? What is the reason for it? Okay, so that kind of intelligence you will get when you set up observability. Okay, so something different. So observability means assembling all fragments from logs, monitoring tools, and organize them in a such a way so you get actionable items to do that. That means you get a complete knowledge, and then you know what to do. So that is you get only when you set up observability. Okay. So yeah, once upon a time there was a monitoring. Now observability is a superset of monitoring. It provides not only high level overviews of system health, but also highly granular insights into the implicit failure mode. That means why it got failed. Simple way. Okay. It unlock how your software working in unlocking the ability to uncover deeper systematic issues which you may not find from the outside. Okay. So if you look at this here, monitoring versus observability, just for visualization purpose, where it involve debugging also, profiling also, dependency analysis also, anticipating for the future failures as well, many things. If you put it in a different way, see, in order to make sure that your software is reliable in the production environment, you do a hell lot of testing, right? A lot of testing, including load testing, performance testing, penetration testing, security testing, and endurance testing, and reliable. I mean, so many different types of testing you perform on the software. Plus, we do have a monitoring. Monitoring is something which you know. We do monitor lots of things in the production. If you combine these together, that will become observability, and that we need to learn how to do that together. Okay. So yes, monitoring system should address two questions: what is broken and why? Whereas observability covers the larger scope, monitoring is mainly used for the in terms of metrics monitoring. In terms of hierarchy, if you see, if you want to set up observability, you have the data from the past. What kind of data we have from the past? So you have a data, something like a logs. Someone has used your software, log has been captured. Now, when I say logging, the definition of logging is pretty huge actually. Application logs, system logs, network logs, you know, many different types of logs we have. and then traces, right? So these are the data which you have from the past and can be used for diagnostics. But some of the data you want to present it live. For example, matrices. What matrices? What is the CPU right now? What is the RAM utilization right now? What is the disk utilization right now? What are the number of services running? Whether service is up or not? I want to see live. Probably can be used for the dashboard, right? So you have got the data logging, tracing, matrices. Remember 3 data points: tracing and logging of the data from the past, matrices present, and these all data you combine it to define the stats and signal to predict and detect the feature failure, and that is something which you call it observability, right? If you look at the slides here, I would like you to focus on the third point. Okay, third point. Monitoring is built to maintain static environment with little variation. See, monitoring is something which we have been doing from last couple of years, maybe 30 years till we got the internet. We all know we monitor the servers. Earlier, you used to monitor the physical servers, then virtual servers. And these servers are pretty much static. It has a little changes actually. Probably you're running sometime 10 servers, maybe 8 after some time if you have a load to 12, right? But in the today's current environment, where do you run your applications? Tell me, where do you run your applications?
In cloud.
Of course, we use a cloud, and earlier also we were using cloud. But exactly where do you run these applications? In which platform? I mean, cloud. Apart from that, there is one more platform which is the most important, and I believe most of our services running on that platform only at project. Where? Kubernetes, right? Agree with
Kubernetes.
me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of us are running our services software on Kubernetes platform. Now, Kubernetes can be hosted anywhere, cloud, non-cloud, that's a different question altogether. But in a cloud, in a Kubernetes, how do we run our software? In a form of pod. Pod has a container, and pods are not at all static. Pods is gone, you will get the different pod, similar but different one, not the same one, correct? So here in the Kubernetes, the environment is dynamic actually. Pods comes and go, right? If you know the concept of Kubernetes, you'll understand the dynamic environment. So the question is, if the machines, the application environment is not static, how do we monitor it? It's very difficult to, let's say today you set the IP address of the pod XYZ, and then tomorrow after 1 hour it will change. Why? Because the pod is gone. Another pod has come. New IP address has replaced with it. Pod got restarted, or something else has happened, right? So build to tame a dynamic environment, because when the environment is changing, you have to change the concept of monitoring also, and that's where the observability is coming and playing a role of it. Okay, so now probably you have understood. You should not target to. You should not have an objective to set the monitoring of your infrastructure. Rather, you should target to set up observability. And why? I mean, little bit of region we got to know. Anyone would like to add some of your experience or points about this? Okay. Uh, any questions? No? Okay. So now the question is, am I audible, right? All of you?
Yeah.
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, cool. No one was speaking, so I just thought, am I connected with you all? Okay, yeah. So please be interactive. It's a pretty large group. I may not be able to, reach out to everyone individually. But yeah, you have to be proactive and reach out to me for any confusion, questions, or anything as such, because that way I can help you. Okay, so now next question is, okay, observability is good. we know that we have to set up observability, but the question is, what do we need to collect? Okay, and that concept we call it telemetry. Okay, if someone will ask you, hey, we need to set up a observability, then you are going to tell them, yes, we need to set up observability, but using telemetry. Telemetry means what? We are going to collect the data from the remote servers. Of course, we all are running in the cloud, thousands of servers we have, thousands of pods we are running it. Some are statics, mostly are dynamic in Kubernetes. So we have to gather those metrics from the remote, and that's concept called telemetry. So when we say telemetry, it basically consists of 4 data types. Okay, melt, we call it a simple way, melt. M for metrics, E for events, and most of the time what happens, metrics and events is combined together, and you can call it directly metrics. Okay, L for logs, and T for traces. That means, in a simple way, if someone is saying, hey, we are going to do the observability setup, so that means he's trying to tell you, hey, we are going to set up a collection, metrics collection, we are going to set up a log collections, and we're going to set up a trace collection. Simple. And if you collect all this data, this is the one step which you have achieved in order to set up observability. Okay, so these are the 4 data points, data types we have to collect it. How do we collect it? That I will teach you throughout the sessions. Okay, so yes, what are the pillars of observability? You have to collect the matrices, you have to collect the logs and traces. Is that clear for all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So now, see, logs means what? I think you understand. Because many times once we become a software, the only keyword which we hear, logs, a lot. Traces, what is trace? This, I think, based on my experience, some of you must be having idea, of course, because it's a domain, same domain, but some of you may not be having the fair idea. So I will be discussing the traces much in detail later, but right now, for the sake of discussion, traces is like something like this. Let me help you to visualize in a simple way. Okay, uh, just imagine you make a request. Okay, you are the you are the client user. This is your laptop. Inside that there is a browser, and you hit some website, right? It travel to the DNS server. DNS server to travel to, let's say, for example, load balancer or something like that. Load balancer to web server. Multiple servers you have, and then again internal load balancer, then again multiple servers you have for the here, then probably database server. So here, if you see that, how can I change the color? Here, if you see that, let's say your request has traveled to this server, from this to load balancer, from here to here, and here to database server. So what is trace then? Trace means this whole request and whole response, what you have, this is called whole, is called transaction. Okay, but in between this this is called trace. At a high level, I'm stating right now. We'll discuss much in detail at the application level. So all of you understood, right? What is a trace? Trace means I want to know from the request travel to here, how many milliseconds or second, whatever it has got the spend to get generate a response. What is the total response time? What is the response time between this to this? What is the response time between this to this? Are you getting my points, all of you?
Yes.
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. Race. Now matrices, I don't think so I have to tell you, because I'm pretty much confident what is a matrices. We know that CPU, RAM, disk, application is up and running or not, number of traffic, all this thing, throughput, error, rate of request, all this thing, probably we know that. So remember that observability is equal to logging, monitoring, tracing, plus dashboarding, visualizations, and so on. Okay, so now this some of the stuff which I'll ignore it because some of this thing we know that and just don't want to just pass the time. So yeah. Now the question is, we understand what is observability. That's the first question. Second one, we understood if you want to set up observability, then we need to collect the 4 data types, which is called melt. I'm sure you must be having you must have understood this. But the question is, setting up observability is pretty hard. Pretty hard. Why? And the reason is very simple. I think most of us are having this idea already, but just I want to you to recall that. Remember the earlier we were running the software somewhere. Now we are running the software somewhere else, right? So we have migrated to physical server, to virtual server to different clouds, and then now containers, Kubernetes, and many more actually, right? So things are getting complicated. Earlier we had a software architecture monolithic, simple. We were running in the desktop. Then SOS, service-oriented architecture. Now we have a microservices. So earlier every features we had in one package only. Now we have a microservices. That means every feature is combined into, isolated into hundreds of different, each services basically. So right now one product you have a 200 services, and each of the services talk to each other to get the things done, right? So this is the complexity. Anyone have idea about this image? This one? No?
Yeah,
So
No,
let me tell
Rajesh.
you.
this is, I think, Uber's services, microservice connectivity, I guess, where I read
Right.
some.
Yes. Yes. Look at this. You must be thinking like Uber is just simple app, right? We just book a cab and then progress and then finish the trip. But look at this. Each dot is consist of one services. And in this image, it's a real image actually they publish actually. This is the older one. This is the latest, I think 2023 or something, right? Each dot is consist of one microservices, and there were hundreds and hundreds of microservices to making sure the Uber is up and running efficiently. Now the challenge is not microservices. Challenge is like how can you monitor so many microservices running in a distributed architecture in Kubernetes or maybe different clouds, different data centers, different region, right? And your customers are coming from the different region, different location, different browser, different devices, different ISP provider. Some of them are having issues. How can you trace those issues actually? It's so challenging, right? Right. So that is important thing we have to find out. Ultimately, the software should be reliable, and in order to make it software reliable, you need to find out the errors which your customers are getting, right? Whether it can be as infrastructure issues, application issues, network issues, anything. It can be anything. We don't know, right? So how can you get it? How can you set up observability? So these are the some of my favorite tools. There are so many again. Some of my favorite tools which can help you in terms of getting the observability done. Datadog, NewRelic, Splunk, Elastic, AppDynamic, Dynatrace, Grafana. There are a few more actually, but these are the leader one. So these tools will help you to get your observability. So now, if you look at any of this website, okay, uh, let me. So let's go for Datadog. Okay, this is the website for Datadog, and if you see that, see observability platform. Let's go for New Relic. Okay, and you see observability platform. If you go for anything else also, right? So they will tell you observability. So now you understood what is observability, why we need it, how to set up, and what are the tools we have. Are we all comfortable now in terms of this?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay. So for this session, we are going to focus on NewRelic. Let me tell you, we are just going to do 5 things. Please remember. Okay, I'll just do the mapping in your mind, so that way you will take it easy. Nothing great we are doing. We are just going to collect matrices. Okay, melt, I told you, right? Spelling mistake, I guess. Is it correct? Then we are going to collect logs, and we are going to collect traces. Now the question is, matrices from where? So matrices from the infra, OS, network, application, tools. Basically, you can say tools or application, whatever it's up to you. Logs from where? I think almost same thing. Logs from OS logs, network logs, application logs, right? OS, network, application logs. And traces from what? All the request and response between all data, all endpoints. This is the something which you're going to collect. But here, what we are learning using NewRelic. And once you collect all these data points, you store that in NewRelic. And once you have a NewRelic, all the data points, what are you going to do? Nothing great. Explore that. Explore means just browse, just like what data we have got it. Okay, explore. Just explore. Explore that data. And after that, what are you going to do? Create a dashboard. And last thing, what you're going to do? Create alerts. That's all. Nothing else to do. Correct now? Alerts will become incident, which you need to work on it. So, and this data, once you have every kind of data, you can find out the problems in your application, whether the problems is due to infrastructure, due to application, or performance, or this or that, or whatever it is. Make sense? All of you?
Yes.
Yes.
So typically metrics, what we call it? So metrics, we call it infra monitoring. You might have used many times infra monitoring, which we've been doing from last couple of years. Logs monitoring only, nothing new. Traces, we have three traces. We have divided into 3 parts. Okay, so that we need to understand. One is, we call it APM. APM means application performance management. Actually, you know what? NewRelic was a APM tool only. If you look at the history of NewRelic, it was an APM tool only. But later on, depends on the market demands, depends on the evolution around the computing world, they have transformed from the APM tool to observability platform. Okay, and then so traces has been divided into 3 sections. APM, second one is this one, synthetic, and then next one is this one, RUM, real user monitoring. So these are the 3 under the traces, logs, and so these are the 5 monitoring we need to set up based on that explorer, dashboarding, and alerting. And so that means, in a simple way, I'm telling you, I will teach you how to collect infra metrics. I will teach you how to collect logs metrics. I will teach you how to collect the APM metrics. I will teach you how to collect the synthetic metrics. I will teach you how to collect the RUM. And once you have collected all the data at NewRelic, I will teach you how to explore some query language. And then I'll teach you how to create a monitor. And then last, I'll teach you how to create a dashboard. And that's all. This is we have. So all of you have, I hope all of you understood what you are going to get out of this session. Any questions?
All good. All good.
Any questions?
Rajesh. No, Rajesh.
So now let's get started with NewRelic. Okay, so let's get started with NewRelic. Some of the slides I'm ignoring it. Yeah. Okay. So what is a NewRelic? So basically, NewRelic, before NewRelic, there was one company which was founded, which is called Willy Technologies by Liu Sinne, which was basically used to do the Java profiling, basically APM work for the Java-based applications. What has happened in 2006? This software was acquired by CA. And then again, based on the previous experience, Liu Senne founded the NewRelic in 2008. So basically, 2 years they had some agreement and all. You cannot do the same work in the same domain or something like that. And that is how it started. AT&T started using NewRelic in 2009. And after that, again, the success story got started. So what you can do with a NewRelic? So let's put it in this way. Do you want to know your application is up or application is slow or broken? For up, you need a matrix. Slow, you need a trace. Broken means you need a log, remember. So do you want to know? Same with application, same with network, same with the server. And then you have a NewRelic. There's one field which I think it got deleted by mistake. Everywhere is you can use a NewRelic. So NewRelic into all. Okay, simple. Is it up? Application up, network up, server up. Application is slow, application network is slow, server is slow, and application is broken, network is broken, server is broken. So application metrics, application logs, application traces, network metrics, network logs, network traces, server metrics, server logs, and server traces. You will have to get it, and that's where NewRelic will help you. Okay, so this is something which we have understood: traces, metrics, and logs. Okay, so now yeah. So now the question is, how can we get started? How can we get started? So NewRelic is a paid software, okay? And NewRelic is a paid software. That's the first thing. So it's not free. Second thing, NewRelic is a SaaS-based software only. That means if you say, Rajesh, I want to set up a NewRelic in our hosted environment, private environment, that's not possible. For that, you have to use different software. For example, you can use App Dynamics, Dynatrace. You can use Splunk also, but not NewRelic. NewRelic, Datadog, these are the SaaS-based software only. Okay, so these are the two things. That means you cannot say, I want to set up a NewRelic server. No. Okay, but NewRelic collect all the data, right? Matrices, traces, and logs, right? And for that, you need an agent. So agent can be installed anywhere, which I'll discuss about it. So that way, yes, how do we get started? So go to the NewRelic. Everyone can register a free account using your email address. and you can use for 30 days as a trial, and then after that, that's more than sufficient to get started with it. Okay, so that is something which is easy to set up. Okay, so licensing and all stuff, I'm ignoring it because that's something which we can do it after. Once we understand the capability, we can do that. Yeah. Now, this we need to understand, and this I would like to discuss a little bit of it. So here, I just said, NewRelic will help you in every functionality. So if you see that, this functionality in which they allow you to collect the matrices, they call it NewRelic infrastructure. Okay, there is a logs which is missing. So logs also they have options. I'll show you in during the demo. This image is a little outdated. Then this was the core feature of NewRelic APM trace. Remember, this is for synthetic. Again, is a part of the trace. This is the RAM, real user monitoring. Oh, sorry. This is not RAM. This is RAM, and this is the mobile. So this mobile and synthetic both are same. So this is the trace. This is the trace. This is the trace, and so on. Every features you have at NewRelic at one place. So what NewRelic they call it? They call it NewRelic 1. Okay. So earlier, these features were isolated, but now they have merged into one place, and they started calling NewRelic 1. So when you register, they'll take you to the UI of NewRelic 1. Okay. So please remember that. Okay. So now this is something which we have understood, and so on. So anyways, each of these services I'll discuss in detail. I'm just covering at a high level, and just to get started. This is the home page of the NewRelic. Again, UI will keep changing every few weeks, so that's not something which you need to remember it. But conceptually, you can get it done. Okay, so any questions so far, all of you? Any questions?
No, right.
Okay, so now this is something which I want to tell you at a high level and in introduction of NewRelic. Now I'm going to show you the demo for it. What are we going to do? So the first thing, step number 1, okay, I'm going to register at NewRelic, okay. And step number 2, I'm going to install, sorry, an agent of NewRelic in a Linux. These are the 2 demo which I'm going to show you in some time, and I'll also explain it to you. Okay, so let's get started. So for that, let me just get the one email address for it. Let me check. Just give me 2 seconds. I need some email address.
Rajesh, one question here.
Yeah.
Maybe on a high level, like wherever our service is running, whether it can be a Kubernetes pod or some EC2 environments, do you need to install every time this agent on each machine or host?
No. There's one concept called instrumentation that is a part of the APM. So I'll talk about that one. So
Okay,
there is a
thanks.
different, actually the agent concept is very wide. So now when I say agent, it's an infra agent basically. But the one which you are asking, which we required for that APM agent, that is a part of application itself. Outside, we don't need to install anything. I'll show you that. I mean, once we talk about one by one, then it'll be clear for you.
Sure, thanks.
Okay, so I'm thinking what applications. I mean, one I'm looking for the one email ID. So should I go for this?
No, your screen is not showing.
Oh yeah, I'm collecting from the email ID, and then I'll show you that. Okay, just give me 2 seconds. because the email ID should not be used for the previous session. That's I'm taking care of it. So this email ID has been used for App Dynamics, so I can use it. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, Saj.
Okay,
Yeah.
so guys, see here, many informations. I think the moment you see that, you will get going, right? For example, see here, pricing. Some of you are interested to know about the pricing. Very simple page they have it, which you can get started with it. Okay, so here you have pricing. What are the things which is free? Okay, and standard, pro, enterprise. Enterprise again is a custom one. So these three features you have, and each of these you have a pricing below. You can check it out. So I will not focus too much on this. The reason is this is something which you can get it yourself. So here standard pricing. Uh, you can just request for the pricing also and then get it done. Earlier, what they were having, they were displaying the pricing here only. Yeah, it's here. So they are asking you to reach out, but they have published that pricing here. So now you see that if you go for the Datadog, they have comparison actually. But I think will be not right comparison. So something is hidden all the time. So yeah, you can check it out and then you can do the stuff. Okay, so my thing was just to get started. So if you see here, get started free. So I have a multiple accounts, but I'm going to use the one account for you, and this email ID I'm using it for it. So here and name Rajesh Kumar and click on the get started free. So now I will get an email. So for that, I'm just unsharing my screen for few seconds. Just a second. So I'm just validating. For this. Okay, let me share my screen one more time. Yeah. So guys, this is the, I validated my email. And then finally, I'm just setting up. I should not forget. Next 5 days at least. So I set the password. Okay. Done. So nothing great about it. And this is something, see here, whatever the data which will be captured by the agent, you need to tell where do you want to store, because Europe has a different governance, right, and guidelines for data, and US also. I don't know why Asian countries and India is not there. We should be having our data centers also. But anyways, so United States, I'm going to store, that's a default region. Save it. Okay, so one new account got created, and by the way, many services are free for lifetime, but the premium features which will be accessible for next 30 days. So please, you can maximize the use of learning all the features next 30 days and enjoy. Now guys, here they have simplified and you need to understand this. Okay, so please do not get confused by looking at so many options. These all are simple only, and this has some pattern which I would like to remind you. All page, look at the observability in this pattern. Okay, this pattern: matrices, logs, traces, info monitoring, log monitoring, API monitoring, synthetic monitoring, RAM, exploding the data stored, dashboard, alerts. These are the things you remember. Rest of the things can be managed. So here, when you say application monitoring, okay, application monitoring means what? So here, when we say application monitoring, oh, the color should be different, I guess. Yeah. So application monitoring means what? So here, whenever you get this one, think of APM. Okay. That means you're going to monitor your application APM. Okay. AI monitoring, ignore it. This is just a wrapper around it right now, not to focus too much. Now, infrastructure monitoring, you understand that, right? I don't have to tell you. Okay. All of you? Hello.
Yeah, Raj.
Yes, yes.
Mobile monitoring is like RAM. RAM means okay. Any one of you, if you are comfortable with Google Analytics, if you have worked with it, Google Analytics is same browser monitoring, RAM, real user monitoring. Mobile, this is synthetic monitoring. This is logging. They have specifics. This is a part of infrastructure only, but they have created one separate Kubernetes and containers monitoring. Cloud monitoring, Azure monitoring. Again, these all are cloud serverless. So these are part of the cloud and serverless. Some security monitoring as part of SIM, and some this is the open source monitoring means this is a part of the open tracing concept. So just ignore it. There are many models are there to process your alerts. Okay. So where is a alerts actually? Where is alerts? I'm not able to locate this. So okay, I think here down somewhere it'll be there. Strange, alerts are not there. Okay, let me okay, it's okay. So behind there. Okay, so this was the two places, right? You see here, I was talking about this one, and here also backend we have many things. Okay, so many features we have, like see here, alerts are here, dashboards are here. There is one exploding. So exploration, exploding. Again, we have to go to that UI to check that and stuff like that. So no problem, we'll find it out. Exploring options will be there. Okay, so these are the things. So now what to do? What to do? So here you have to select right now. Remember one by one. Here we will install an agent of NewRelic in a Linux. That means this is called infra monitoring. Okay, infrastructure monitoring, OS monitoring. So what do we do in this case? So I'll select infrastructure. Conceptually, you need to be aware of it. But guys, infrastructure, we have hundreds of tools, right? So some of the tools, if you see 49 tools, it's listed here. But if you think some of the tools are not listed here, you can have a plugins integration that is also possible. So right now, these are the tools which is listed as part of. That means you can directly monitor these tools. But out of which, I just want to monitor OS. So where is that? So look at this. Can you look at this? Unix, Windows, Linux. Linux, Unix, same, but I'm looking for this one specific, Linux. Okay. So click on this and click next. Okay. Now select this. Select this. Now here you have been asked to create a user key. User key. So what exactly this is? So let me tell you here. This widget is trying to help you to generate a script which will install the agent. That's the first thing. Second, it will configure the agent. Okay, two things it will do. This widgets will try to generate a script to install the agent plus configure agent. But before that, you need to know a little bit of stuff conceptually, the kind of architecture. So let's understand this way. Now, this is your NewRelic cloud. We have no control except UI, and this is you as a SRE engineer. And this is your infrastructure. And in this, there's one machine. It is here, which is I need one machine. These machines can be anywhere. It can be on Windows. It can be on public cloud, any public cloud or private cloud. I need all the matrices from this machine. Now, when I say matrices, that means CPU, RAM, disk, network, and list of processes, and all blah, blah, blah. So what do we do in this case? So how do we get these matrices? So here we have to install one agent. Now this agent will send the data to NewRelic APIs. But you think about it, NewRelic API have thousands and thousands of accounts. How the NewRelic will come to know this data which this agent is sending belong to this account? How would the NewRelic come to know? And they will come to know only from this user key. Understood, all of you?
Yes.
All of you? Hello?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So this user key is holding the significant values in terms of your understanding your identity. Okay. So now if you have a key created, because I have not, because it's a new account, create a new key. You can create as many key you wanted. You can copy the key also, but no need, because anyways, this web script will create that. And then you can copy a key for the next demo. Again, there's a UI for available for, you can do that. It's not a problem. And continue. Now, guys, this is the web script which I was talking about. In this is the your token, which is sideload actually. And this one, you copy this code, and this code you run in any Linux machine. I repeat, any Linux machines, and NewRelic agent will be installed. Okay. So now what will happen? Let me tell you. This is the download, and whatever download you run with this command bash and some sudo permission, and also pass these two variables into that script and this location where it should be installed. Simple. Okay. So can I run this script? Code, all of you?
Yeah, Rajesh. Okay.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one machines quickly. Don't worry, I'll give it to you. Each one of you will get a machine lab environment. I will run that session as well, and accordingly. So this time, new relic, Rajesh. I'm going for 1.2. Okay, 22 version. Any Linux for the sake of it, that's not a problem. But 1.2 is easy to go, free, and just wait for a second. Yeah, and I'll go for the T2 macro. That's more than sufficient. Now you can go for the higher also, but the problem is, like, if you want the alerts to be there, we want the minimum configuration, or else alerting will be challenging. Now, do we have uh, keys? I'm using rundeck key, allowing everything as such, not required though. 8 GB RAM is sufficient. One machine I'm creating for myself, and launch. Done. So one machine I created, and now I'm going to log into these machines. So just give me some time. So all of you must be comfortable with Linux and putty and all. So I don't think so I have to explain it to you. Putty is the IP address. I have a keys I'll share with you all keys, same key, rundeck key, which I'll share with you. PPK file I'm having, PPK PM I'll share with you. Don't worry about that. And here, username is Ubuntu. Always remember, keys, I know username is Ubuntu. IP address, I'll give it to you. And done. So this machine I logged in. Let me set the view so you can see clear actually. And done. Okay. So now I'll become a root, though it's not good practice, but I often forget the sudo command. So I become a root. So now what to do? Nothing great. Run this command in this here, and rest of the things will be done by the script only. Okay, it'll take a couple of minutes and it will be done.
Rajesh, can we see what steps are defined in that installed as SH?
Oh, yes, you can very much see that. These are the script actually, shell script. But at a high level, I'll tell you, this script has a command to read the machine, whether it's Linux, which version of Linux, and so on. And based on the Linux version, they will download this New Relic executable, because we Linux also we have different flavor, right? So different executable, and then install that executable by setting up these things. That's all. So it's you can download this script and look at this script also.
So whenever you run this script, it takes the latest version of agent, right?
Yes, and there's a very good question. So what about if you want the older version? So in that case, this script, instead of downloading it, uh, copy in the local, modify the version which you want. In this script, the version will be by default latest, but you can specify the version you want and then run locally like this. Don't need to run like this, run locally like this.
Okay. I have one more question.
Yeah.
So let's say I have installed agents in hundreds of servers. Okay.
Mhm.
So today, so
Mhm.
today there is
Mhm.
some version. So like after
Mhm.
few months or 1 year, or let's say in future, so there is
Mhm.
another version of agent came. So how am
Right.
I going to upgrade to the latest version in all the existing servers? So is it not going
Very
to,
good.
yeah, so automatically, or do you need to do manually?
No. So this has to be done automatically. 500 boxes. I would imagine I would never do that job. So here the flow is very simple. I would like to tell you, and I think you know that. Okay. So remember that New Relic will not help you in this case. So who will help you? So there is a many tools which has come, and that will be helping you out. For example, Ansible, Puppet, Chef, Salt, SSCM. So these tools are for server management. So now the question is, let's say if you're Ansible, which is the most popular one for this category, in that case, you have to write a rules code, and in the rule code, you have to write the upgrading New Relic agent or whatever it is. Okay, and this role you can apply in thousands of machines, and in one go, all the machines will be upgraded. Now you may be thinking, okay, I don't know the Ansible, so am I going to learn Ansible and write this code? No. Actually, New Relic has given this code for to you free of cost, and I would like to show you that one. Okay, just a second. Okay, let me complete this installation and then I'll show you. Okay,
Sure.
so in short, what I was trying to tell you, New Relic has given this Ansible code, Puppet code, Chef code, so you can deploy the an upgrade or downgrade whatever it is, or you can change configuration file of New Relic agent in a mass way using this script. So this has been given by New Relic. Okay, but the only thing is you should know a little bit of Ansible or Puppet or Chef. Without that, it will not be possible. Got it?
Yeah, that I understood. One more thing. Yeah, you finish that. I'll ask that question later or on the same part.
Okay, so yeah, so now if you see that here, uh, agent status check okay, and infra key installed. I mean, installing infrastructure agent installed. Now, if you see that by default, log integration is also installed. That means the agent will be capturing two things: infrastructure matrices and system logs also. It got installed. Now, if you see that here it says, uh, please read this. I'll explain it to you. We have detected additional monitoring that can be configured installing the following, and that's called golden signal alerts. What is this? So in this OS, I may have some software, okay, and as per their script, they have detected it, and they are suggesting, hey, I have found out your machines, but do you want to set up alerts also? So that means basically New Relic is trying to create an alert for you based on the your system configuration. That means they got to know what and all you have installed, what are the process you are running, and they want to generate ideal alerts for you. But the question is, they're being called as a golden signal alert. What is that? So golden signal is a one concept in SRE. As part of it, they will set up alert for 4 different pillars. I would like to show you that image so you will remember all the time. See here. So they will set up alerts. It's a set concept actually, okay? It's not a something tool or something. It's a concept. As part of the golden signal alerts should be set to test latency, traffic, saturation, and error. This image is not clear actually. Do we have better image? Yeah. 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 So latency, traffic, errors, and saturation. So they have a ML already in place, and they are asking, hey, do you want me to create alerts for this? Whatever you have in the server. And right now, because I have not installed too many software, some basics processes are running like network and all stuff like that. So based on that, they want to create alerts. So I'm fine with that. Let them create. Yes. So see, installing golden signal alerts, that means they will create alerts for you. And what are the alerts they're creating? So look at this here. If your system will meet with a high CPU, you will get alerts, high application error percentage alerts, high application response time alerts, low application throughput alerts, and some more you want to get notified here. If yes, say yes, done. So that means if you see that the agent is so powerful, they are having the ML in place, machine learnings, they are trying to understand your infrastructure and also trying to create alerts. So you don't have to do manually also. So yes, now what has been done? So this command which I run, you got the infrastructure agent installed, log integration done, golden signal alerts got created. And these are the URL to see that. By the way, I am going to go back to this URL and here say continue. You can tag it also if you want, and done. Now see here, don't ignore any of this thing. So basically agent was very clever. Agent got to know like this machine which I'm using to install the agent is from the AWS. So now they're saying, hey, we found that your server is from the AWS, but you have to integrate AWS also so we can fetch more data. That means they'll ask you the AWS secret and all stuff, and they can fetch more data from the CloudWatch in this case actually. But we don't need right now, and continue. Done. So now this is for the APM. Right now we are ignoring.
Yeah, sorry. Can you elaborate more on the previous step?
Previous step means okay. I'll
last
draw the
one,
picture so to be.
Last one where it needs the security arrow, because in some
Oh,
clouds we are not using any security keys for logging in or
No,
giving permission to anyone. That's it.
no, we use whether you are using Azure or Google Cloud or AWS for authentication of APIs, you need a token and secret key. So that is there. Okay. So that token and secret is in form of some encryption JSON or command line. For example, let me show you this. AWS, for example, I'll create a live environment anyways. So let me show you. So this kind of keys you need to give it. Where is it? And this kind of keys you need to give it to NewRelic. So they will get access to your account, CloudWatch services and all, and then they can fetch all the matrices from it. So you need to give it any cloud which you are a part of it. Okay. So now this part, we don't need to do that because APM we have not discussed. Today, I'm focusing only on the infrastructure. Okay. So done. And do you want to do this? So right now, not needed. And here we have a cancel button. This should be enabled, but they are asking me to enable some application. But right now, I don't want to do that. I just want to cancel and go refresh. They have blocked the widget actually, not asking you to move back because they want you to complete the entire flow in one go as part of skip. I want to skip. Just a second, hold on. I'll delete everything. NewRelic, one NewRelic you can go and Done. Now, what I wanted. So here, remember that I did not do anything else. I just registered an account, free account, plus I installed through the widget one agent and in the one Linux machines, and that's all I did. Now the question is, where is the agent information? Look at this here. This is the machine. Here, all entities. That means everything you can see at one place. This is called NewRelic 1. Okay. Earlier we had a separate UI for each and everything, but they have combined it together. Okay. Now this is the machine. Look at these machines. One machine you are monitoring. So here you will see all the infrastructure data which we are gathering. So here you see CPU, memories, storage. Slowly it will come rest of the things also, and so on. So I don't think so I have to tell you what is CPU, what is memory. The moment you will see, you will start understanding what. The same data, you can get it when you click on the infrastructure. Okay, so in the infrastructure host, remember host, and there's only one host I'm monitoring. Zero application I ignored. Remember that I did not add it. And events and metrics and memories, CPU, disk, all this thing. So the more you spend with UI, you will understand more. This is the summary detail and so on. You can go to system information. Here you have network information. Here you have all the processes running the systems. Here you have these are the processes downside you have running. Each process is how much CPU, RAM they are consuming. Here you have input, output, and all. You can filter it out also. See here, you can filter it out all this thing. Storage here you have. I'm not running any containers right now in this machine, so you have a zero containers, right? Okay, so host here and all entities also you'll see the same thing. All entities you see all types of it. Okay, but here you will see the matrices. So what we did, so here we did registered at the NewRelic, install an agent, and then step third, which we did is exploding the matrices. Any questions so far, guys, all of you? Any
Yes,
questions?
Rajesh.
Yes, tell me.
So, but in an organization point of view, they'll show these menus, whatever you're showing in the left corner panels, right?
Yeah.
By default, they won't show all the details, right?
It depends on your access actually. So right now
Yeah.
you are the I'm having the super access. Super access means you are the super admin for it. So you can access everything. This is the one organization I created. Now, many times what happens, one organization used by hundreds of engineers and they have a different rules and levels of the access. So if depends on your team, what kind of access they have given to you. And these all these things, you can manage it also. So being an admin, you can ask them if you want to greater access and all. So that's possible. See here, under this
Okay.
administration section, under your user, if you're admin, there's one administration section only admin can see. Here you can do all this work, actually admin work here. Got it?
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so any other questions?
Rajesh, you have shown us some metrics, right, in the console, no really console like CPU, memory. So
Hmm.
are the default one, or if we do any customized metrics in the server level in any cloud, do we get them as well here?
So this is a little bit big question. Okay, So let's understand for the other person. So see here, the concept is something like this. Okay, this is your machine. Okay, and this machine you have plenty of tools, and those tools are plenty of tools are system tools I'm talking about. Okay, so one tool will give you CPU, one tool will give you disk, one tool will give you network, one tool will give you whatever it is, let's say. And now this is the agent. So this agent basically asking these tools actually, hey, give me CPU, RAM, network, and disk, default matrices. And whatever it collected, it's sent to the NewRelic for storage. And then you browse this website, whatever is stored, you can see that. Simple concept, correct now? Now, this is okay, right? Now you are saying, Rajesh, I have some custom metrics. Now, custom metrics means maybe your applications is doing something, maybe let's say number of credit transaction. Okay, and that transactions you want to store at the NewRelic. Okay, number of users make order or something like that. So what you have to do, you have to create one kind of tool which will read this information and publish it and make it available for that. So agent can do that. So this is called custom integration for agent. So agent need to read the matrices from the custom locations and then collect it and send it. So here, this part, you need to modify the NewRelic agent itself, and that's required some Go level Go 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 language programming. So here, let me show you this code of the NewRelic agent. You can find in the GitHub, and here each of this agent, the code you find, and you can customize it. Depends on the what your need, and accordingly. See, this is the infrastructure agent. Okay, the one which I installed it, and this is the code. You see, go code. So if you want to add a more check, so this code you have to modify. Make sense?
Not all the people have the knowledge of Go language experience, right? So
I mean, no, I mean, this is the way, but whether you miss the straightforward answer is like, if you don't have a, let's say, go level language access, I mean, knowledge, and if you have a custom matrix requirement. So let me put it in this way. Do you know shell scripting?
yes,
That can be also used. Basically, understand the concept. Uh, Go is an integral part of this agent. It will be working smoothly. But if you have a, let's say, shell scripting or Java scripting or PowerShell, so there is one directly. Let me show you. etc New Relic. So there is a directory where you can capture the output of that script, and you can do that. This is the directory which I was talking about, integration.d. Okay, so here's some code you can do that, and some any scripting, and now you can capture the output of it, and also it can be done. So there are many ways are there. The most reliable way is this one, the one which I was showing you.
is
But
that open?
but if you don't want, yes, agent is open source. You see that code is there here. Agent is open source. One more thing, you can create a custom plugins. It's not something like a new. It's hundreds of plugins are there. We call it apps here. Here, look at this apps. So let's say if some integrations are not available, so custom integration you can create it also. So here you can go to their galleries and just see here. These are the many. I mean, a lot of custom coding has been. You will find it, but again, uh, most of the software which you know and which you have used it is already the integration will be available. I doubt those are the things. If you have developed your own tool and you are the CTO of your own product, then you will have to develop your own custom integration for it. Right? Got it?
Okay, but I have one question on the agent upgradation. So you mentioned I can use the available tools, right? So when agent upgraded using Ansible or any tool in multiple servers, during upgradation there will be downtime, right?
Yes.
So I might lose data. So for the prod servers where critical apps are running, so losing data is not good, right?
Yes. That's a very good question actually. And now the question is, this is something we have to plan in SRE stuff. The question is how much time this upgrade will take. Okay. And how much time the agent send the data to the NewRelic. That's also very good question. Okay. So let me tell you here, uh, there is a different metrics, there is a different number of frames are there in which the agent send the data to NewRelic. By default, one of the infrastructure metrics, I think its default setup is 15 seconds. I need to check actually. Okay. Now the question is how much time it takes to upgrade, uninstall this thing. So based on my experience, okay, the upgrade install time is 10 seconds. Okay, only 10 seconds. And upgrade times maybe at max if you take a 10 seconds. So that way you have to plan, and I am not seeing any major impact on it. And also one more thing, you, for example, if you're running, this is the web server, so you don't want to upgrade everything at one go. Probably batch of, let's say, 20 machine you upgraded, then 30 machine you upgraded, then 50 machine you upgraded. That way ultimately you will see that impact of 10 second. And agent also you can configure to delay that relay. So that way it's not, see, agent, you should not get confused with the application. Agent is a new relic which will pass the information to the this one. So there is one downtime also you can set it up for those number of agents. So lots of practices will go into the place actually in that way. It's, I mean, there's no, I mean, something like Neuralink can help you a little bit of it. Your internal SRE process can help you a little bit of it. Your own distributed architecture, what you have, that experience also will help you a little bit of it. How your application is running, what dependency they have it, how it will impact, what users impact. That experience also will be added to define this plan actually. So it's not straightforward, I would say. That's straightforward, which I can answer. Right? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get into the lab phase now. So what I want all of you, we'll have a one break after 10 minutes. So what all of you I want, let's do the step 2 and then we'll call out for the break. Okay. So all of you, what I'm asking is go to NewRelic website, register it, create an account, maybe get comfortable with it, and uh, then we'll call out for the break. And once we come back from the break, I'll give you each one of you lab infrastructure detail. There you can go and do the lab. Can you please confirm